Is with Lemke Funeral Homes, of course. Mike, how you
Yeah,
been?
good, good. Good morning, Gary. And thanks for having me back on KROS. We were kind of just talking about, my gosh, I can't even remember the first time I visited with you.
It's been a while now.
I think it, to me, I think it goes back to 2010.
Probably
Maybe.
about right, yeah.
So,
Our 15th anniversary here, Mike.
yeah,
Possibly.
yeah.
Hey, we got to get your Super Bowl pick. New England, Seattle, who do you like?
I don't like either one of them. However, I guess if you're going to pin me down, I'm going to go with Seattle.
All right, well, right now it's 2-0 for Seattle over New England. So let's get started here, and you wanted to talk about cremation.
Yeah, I think we're gonna do something different. I usually come in and I talk about the state of the cemeteries, Clinton Lawn and Springdale. And if we have time later, I'll go through some points there. But there's something important happening in my profession and something that affects families right here in Clinton and the surrounding communities. And today I want to talk about that change, where it came from, and how it's grown, and what it means for the future of caring for loved ones, and that is the topic of cremation.
So you're going to give us a little bit of a history of this.
Yeah, history time for everyone. Cremation may sound like a modern choice because we hear about it all the time, but it actually has very deep roots. Around the world, cremation dates back thousands of years. But in the United States, modern cremation really began in the late 1800s. The first crematorium in the United States was built in 1876 in Pennsylvania by Dr. Francis Julius Lemoyne. And the very first cremation performed there was on December 6th of that year. At that time, as you would probably guess, cremation was met with a lot of skepticism. It was obviously new, it was unfamiliar, and people weren't quite sure what to make of it. But over the decades, as people learned more about it, cremation slowly gained acceptance. And through the 20th century, more crematories were built, and families began to see cremation as a respectful, meaningful option.
So when people do come in and they're kind of like on the fence between whether cremation or just the traditional, what do you have to say to them, Mike? I mean, do you feel them out a little bit?
Well, and a lot of it, the hard facts are, there's a lot of companies that have left the areas, different areas, and the revenue available just isn't there anymore. So families, and of course, just like every business, prices go up, caskets go up, all the prices go up for a traditional. So people are really more budget conscious on the options that they can choose.
And pre-planning is so important, isn't it, in this regard?
Right, correct. So pre-planning, which we do, Tina and my daughter Michelle do a lot of pre-planning for folks, which locks in those prices today. So that's for someone who's budget conscious, that's the path to go.
Again, visiting with Mike Goddard from the Lemke Funeral Home. So it's been a bit of a growth over the last 10 years for this?
Yeah, as we fast forward the last few decades, the change has been dramatic. Cremation has grown every single year for the last 25 years. The National Funeral Directors Association, which I'm a member of, reports that the cremation rate in the United States is now in the mid 60% range. That means cremation is now the majority choice in our country. And the trend isn't slowing down at all. Projections show cremation reaching over 80% by 2045. So,
well, I mean, you got the reasons people are choosing and some of the benefits, I would imagine. I would think it's going to take up less space in some of those cemeteries.
Oh, for sure. And that's why cremation in Europe was such highly regarded because of that very reason. One of the things you got to think about in all this is what is driving this shift, and we touched on it a little bit, but there are some key points of why people are choosing cremation. First, it's affordability that we kind of talked about. Cremation is significantly less expensive than a traditional burial. Secondly, there's simplicity. Many families want a straightforward process without a lot of complexity. Thirdly, It's flexibility. Cremation allows families more time to plan a memorial celebration or a celebration of life that feels personal. And finally, cultural change. People today are choosing options that reflect their values, their lifestyles, and their preferences. And if we look specifically over the last 10 years, cremation has grown faster than ever. The U.S. crossed the 50% mark in 2015, and since then, the growth has been steady and strong.
So I know people sometimes they like to be able to view the body. So there is the possibility to do that, and then the cremation would take place, Mike?
Yep, that's an option folks can choose. And a lot of times, again, it goes to the budget factor of families. They want to have a visitation with their loved one present for a visitation, and then the cremation to follow. So there's another options for families to do.
What are some of the questions people pose to you when they're making that decision between a cremation or not?
Really, it's a couple factors. One is, what would dad or mom want? A lot of times today, the parents are saying, you know what, I would rather have my money go to my grandchildren than go to a funeral home. And I totally understand that, especially with as expensive as traditional funerals are. And or it's just their wishes of, mom and dad want to be cremated and their ashes placed in the same vault, and they're together that way. The other one goes right back to that cost point, the expense versus a traditional versus a cremation.
So, the cremation, and my father was cremated, and of course it was like a pretty nice little box, a wooden box,
yep.
Yeah, something like that. Do people keep those in their homes?
Some do. I would say probably 25% do. Others, they'll go ahead and place their loved one in the cemetery. And the other thing that we have, and we'll talk about this a little later, I don't want to jump too far ahead, but with Springdale Cemetery, I have 2 columbariums and an ossuary that you can place your loved one in for a cremation. And I wanted to have that opened in January, but with the weather, we're going to wait till February here to get that going.
How difficult is it to have a funeral when it's this cold?
It's pretty hard. I did a couple of funerals in the winter. We've done a couple, where it's sub-freezing. And really, a shout out to all the cemetery folks that, open the grave and close the grave, because those folks are out there doing their job in the most miserable conditions. Either it's 120 degrees out. An old funeral director told me, Tom Cannon, there's no hotter place than a cemetery or a colder place than a cemetery. So God bless those folks for doing that.
And I would imagine, digging the grave in this, the ground's pretty hard right now.
Right now, we're honored to serve the Shavink family. They lost their mom, so our thoughts and prayers are with that family today as we prepare for their service. But the gentleman that we're digging the grave for that indicated that we've got 28 inches of frost. So basically what they use, they call it a frost tooth that goes on the excavator. It looks like a big shark's tooth, and they have to scrape through that. So it's very difficult. And with these sub-zero temperatures, it just multiplies the difficulty.
Again, visiting with Mike Goddard of Lemke Funeral Home. We'll have more after this.
Wondering what to get your Valentine? How about a Valentine Day box of beautiful rocks and crystals from Whimsy Apothecary in Clinton? Choose from small, medium, and large boxes already made up, or make up your own box of favorites at a discount. Don't forget about the Herbal Galentine's Day gathering, February 13th at 5 p.m. Tickets are $40. Whimsy Apothecary, 126 5th Avenue South, next to Albert's Jewelers in Clinton.
AdCraft presents Sully Sports. And yeah, it's back. Now open inside AdCraft's brand new facility at 1300 19th Avenue Northwest in Clinton. Sully Sports is your home for athletes and fans alike.
Golfers, check out William Murray Apparel and Vice Golf Balls and Shoes. Athletes, find running shoes, cleats for baseball, football, soccer, basketball shoes, workout apparel, and everyday gear.
Whether you play the game or rep your team, Sully Sports is back. Stop out to Sully Sports today or visit sullysports.com.
It's time now on KROS for the Storm Track 8 weather forecast, brought to you by Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
Happy Friday. We are still going to be cold today with highs only in the teens, but we will be quiet. There is going to be building clouds with a little bit of a breeze with gusts as high as 25 miles per hour as we head into the afternoon. Still in store for a cold night, but we'll start to see warming temperatures into the weekend. Highs go to the 20s for Saturday. I'm Storm Track 8 meteorologist Morgan Strackbine.
Currently, we have overcast skies and a temperature of 1 degree. Winds are out of the north at 10 miles per hour. This weather report on KROS has been brought to you by Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
Why do customers trust Kelly? Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning goes above and beyond with a maintenance service agreement. For one low annual cost, you can save 5% on repairs, have priority scheduling, and no overtime fees. Plus, it helps avoid costly future repairs. And if you need a new Bryant whole home comfort system, Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning has many different financing options to get you up and running, whatever it takes. Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning in Clinton, your Bryant factory authorized dealer.
You'll find very sweet savings this week at Fairway in Clinton. 1 pound package of fresh strawberries, just $2.88. All natural, boneless, skinless chicken breast, $1.99 a pound. A 10-pound tube of 80% lean ground beef, $4.98 a pound. And select varieties of Fairway cheese, $1.88 each when you buy 4 this week at your local Fairway store, 1350 11th Street Northwest in Clinton.
You will enjoy the convenience of the Goose Lake C-Store, the Tilted Silo Bar and Grill, and the Millennium, all in nearby Goose Lake, Iowa. The Goose Lake C-Store is open Monday through Saturday at 6 a.m. and on Sundays at 7 a.m. with all of your snack and beverage needs as well as fuel. The Tilted Silo Bar and Grill is Tuesday through Sunday at 11 a.m., closed on Mondays. Enjoy time with friends at the Tilted Silo Bar and Grill. And of course, for special occasions, it is the Millennium. Find it all right on Highway 136 in Goose Lake.
Men's Day just getting underway. We got Mike Goddard from the Lemke Funeral Home. We've been talking about cremation. It's kind of an interesting subject so far. Talk about the local context of this.
So, as we talked about how cremation is increasing year over year, right here in Clinton County, we've seen the same shift. Families are asking more questions about cremation. They're looking for simpler, more transparent options. They want to know exactly what's included, exactly what it costs, and they want to feel confident that their loved one is being cared for locally and respectfully and with dignity. And I've seen firsthand families, the families that we serve over the course of 17 years. It's very reflective of what their responses are.
And what's the funeral industry response to this?
Well, that's a great question. So what does this mean for the funeral industry? As I noted earlier, cremation is significantly less expensive than a traditional burial. When you combine higher cremation rates with a lower price point, it naturally puts downward pressure on funeral home revenue. And while many funeral homes across the country have responded by steadily increasing their cremation prices, families are telling us they want the opposite. They want simplicity, transparency, with a fair and honest price.
Mike Goddard, you came on board after the loss of your good friend George Lemke. He used to come in on this program, and I always had to play this song for him. He might be listening.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yep.
What is that song?
That would be Spirit in the Sky by Norman.
Home, and he's got a big announcement coming up.
Yeah, all of this brings me to something important I want to share with all of your listeners in the surrounding area today. Given everything we've talked about, the history, the growth, the changing needs of families, how funeral homes are reacting, it's clear that our community and surrounding area deserves an option that reflects where cremation is today. So this morning on KROS, I'm introducing something new to our area. Today I'm proud to announce the launch of River's Edge Cremation, powered by Lemke Funeral Homes. River's Edge Cremation is a simple, dignified, transparent cremation service designed specifically for families who want a straightforward option without unnecessary add-ons or pressure. We've built this service around 3 core principles: simplicity, transparency, and dignity. Our cremation-only package is $1,995. That includes everything required. No hidden fees, no surprises, no last-minute add-ons. What we say is included at one simple price.
How did this all come about, Mike?
I've been thinking about this for a while, and as we talked about with cremation rates, it just seems like families in this area, the surrounding areas, need another option. And we've seen more folks who are doing a cremation and then doing a celebration of life, on Dad's farm, or, Mom used to shoot pool. We're going to go over to Legends and have a celebration of life there. So folks are really open now in today's times to different options of celebrations of life, and all they're requesting is a cremation. And so with River's Edge Cremation, with our basically zero overhead, we can provide a much lower price than a lot of the surrounding area funeral homes.
So this is actually going to be done on site?
Yeah, we use all of our cremations are locally performed, and we have a great staff. And again, because we're offering such a low price, I don't have to get all of my staff involved. It's basically me as a funeral director meeting with the family to perform a direct cremation. So that cuts a lot of the price out of it.
That is interesting. I mean, it seems like that's the direction people are going.
Well, and I think a big point is River's Edge Cremation doesn't replace our funeral homes or cemeteries. It complements them by providing more options. For example, we have Springdale Cemetery Cremation Garden. That houses 2 columbariums and an ossuary to place the ashes of your loved one in, and that can be memorialized or engraved. So River's Edge Cremation gives families another choice, a simpler choice, a choice that reflects where cremation is today, and we're excited to finally bring this option to Clinton and the surrounding communities.
As we close out, let's get an update on how things are going at the cemeteries.
And I'll go through that. I just want, if folks are interested in River's Edge Cremation, Our website will be up today. It's www.riversedgecremation.care. That's .care. Or you can email us at care@riversedgecremation.care. So just remember, there's care in the front and there's care at the end. Care@riversedgecremation.care. Or you can call us at 563-242-2554. We're here to answer anyone's questions. The cemeteries, we had a very good season. It was a challenging season to begin with. We had 9 inches of rain in July of last year. And so it was very difficult, but we had a great crew. And I want to pay tribute to a young man. His name is Evan Herbst. He was with me as a freshman, and he graduated last year, and he's now in Ohio. He's going to be a state trooper. He's going to school to be a law enforcement officer as a state trooper. But we've backfilled those positions, and we've got good kids ready to go for this year.
And you're busy. I mean, you got those 2 cemeteries you're in charge of.
Yeah, both Clinton Lawn and Springdale. And like I said, we will be offering Cremation Garden at Springdale will be open in February here. So we're excited for the changes that are coming and that are here. And we're very proud of the fact that we can offer River's Edge Cremation to Clinton County and beyond.
Again, why don't you give us that information on how they can find out more about this?
Yes, so River's Edge, you can contact us at 563-242-2554 or email us care@riversedgecremation.care.
All right, Mike, thank you so much for coming in. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. I'll see you next year.
Yes, indeed. A Clinton tradition for 86 years. Rastrelli's Restaurant on Main Avenue in the Lyons neighborhood. Rastrelli's with these outstanding carry-out specials. On Monday, the pasta bucket. And on Wednesdays, treat the family to their chicken bucket. And that famous Rastrelli's pizza is specially priced on Thursdays and Sundays. Of course, you are invited to dine in every day but Tuesday. Enjoy prime rib on Friday and try their Sunday brunch. Rastrelli's, 238 Main Avenue, Clinton, 242-7441.